Let's find out. Hi, I'm Solari, I'm a League of Legends caster, and today we're gonna be ranking the LEC teams based on their week 1 performance. Let's start with what I think is going to be the last place of this split of LEC 2024. And it's a really hard one to choose because I have a couple of potential contestants there, especially since we have 2 teams, as you can see on top, that finished the first week with 0-3, and one of them I think is going to stay on the last place. Can you guess which one is going to be? It's gonna be Vitality V. This is the prediction where I hope I am wrong because I really want to see this roster developing. But considering how everybody else looks right now, I really doubt about them making it to the top. I really want their top lane to shine because Korean import top laners have been a thing throughout the world recently. But I'm not sure here whether Photon is not able to perform the best with this roster, or maybe it's kind of the other way around, but something is not clicking for me there. Hoping again that I'm wrong here, but let's get further. I just realized we still have the old logo for Giant X, but it doesn't matter because no matter what the logo is, it's going to be on the 9th place for me. They are a very weird case for me because I think individually everybody on this roster is very talented and they're doing really good on their lanes. But when it comes to their control of the map, this is completely not clicking for them. And unless Giants can work on this very, very quickly, I really don't think they're going to be ending anywhere in the top half of the scoreboard. Now, going into this season, I thought this team was going to end somewhere much higher, but after seeing the first week, after seeing what G2 did to them, I think BDS are going to be on the 8th place for me. I really want to see more from Sheo before I can move Team BDS anywhere higher on the tier list. And as much as I wanted Ice to shine because he's coming from Ultra Liga, which is the league that I cast, I wasn't convinced with his performance. It feels like throughout the whole first week, he looked objectively weaker than the majority of other AD carries, which is not supposed to be the case. He is a good AD carry and he needs to step up. But before it happens, 8th place for Team BDS after week 1 for me. But Soli, you said K-Corp were doomed. Where are they? We're already at 7th place and they're not here. Worry not. They're still not here. It's gonna be Mad Lions on 7th place. It is again the case where we have super good individual players, but as the team, Mad Lions, Koi just don't work together. Maybe it's just yet, maybe they're gonna aim higher. But come on, their match against Heretics is the only thing that can redeem them in my eyes, but everything else was not good. Even the other match that they won against Kamen Corp was not convincing enough for me. I don't know, I need to see more from this roster, but I would love to, but I cannot move them any higher now. Team that I'm gonna put on the place number 6 looked absolutely horrible in at least 2 games that we saw during week 1. I had no hopes for them. I was going to put them somewhere at the very bottom of the board, but then I saw their game number 3 and I was like, okay, maybe Rogue are actually better than I suspected. Maybe Rogue can actually go higher. I don't think they're going to be any higher than that, but at least they gave me hope, and it was a huge glimpse of hope, so fingers crossed they're gonna be continuing like that from now on. And hey, for sure it's quite possible that I'm giving them way too much credit right now. Maybe they're not as good as I suspect. Maybe it was G2's fault mainly, and if you say so, I will be, yeah, okay, you have a very valid point. But something tells me that that is not the last we see from Rogue. I think I will have my final decision after week 2 for this team, because for everybody else, I might be more or less convinced, but for Rogue, they can move up or they can move all the way down. This team is the most unstable one in League right now. Number 5 is another team that I am giving a little bit of slack after week 1. They finished 2-1. They were convincing, but not convincing enough, but I think I see a lot of potential for the Heretics roster. Oh my god, Solari is based. She sees Jankos, she puts the team higher than they should be, you can say, and yes, you have the right to say, but you know what, I believe in Jankos. Polska Górom. I also happen to believe in Perks. I really think he hasn't showed us everything that he's capable of. I think, though, that the Heretics and Rogue might be switching places a lot in the upcoming weeks. I think one might go up, the other one might go down, and they might be exchanging even maybe a couple of times. I think both of these teams are very solid mid-tier teams. I don't expect either of them will go very much high or very much down, but between each other, there might be a big rivalry. I would love for it to happen. And now, finally it's gonna happen. K-Corp place number 4. And listen, I can explain myself, okay? Oh, they did absolutely terrible during week 1. They shattered so many hopes and dreams and bets. That's why you don't bet. But I do want to believe in them. I do want to believe in Sakin. I do want to believe in Upset and Targamas. Honestly, I do believe Kabusha, Targamas, and Sakin have a lot to show us yet. And more than anything, I believe in the 2023 season Kabusha, Sakin, and Targamas. They have showed us that they're capable of winning things. I just really want to see them transfer that into the LEC scene. Listen, that might be a wild prediction here, but I do think that K-Corp are going to bounce back. If any of the teams are capable of performing a miracle run, this is going to be K-Corp. Let's wait for week 2. Let's really wait for week 2 and see how they're going to show up there. Because this is another team where week 2 is going to define to us how actually we're going to be looking at this team and discussing this team. Week 1, very rude wake-up call. Week 2, worked on their mistakes, maybe. Or maybe completely shattered. We are going to see them on the 10th place. I don't know. But I think if they wake up right now, 4th place guaranteed for K-Corp. Now the fun part, the 3 first places. The 3rd place is going to be Fnatic to me. This is again the case where I might be giving a little bit more slack to this team because in the first week, the matches for Fnatic were not the hottest one. They beat Vitality B, they beat K-Corp, and then they lost to SK. Which is exactly how you would expect these matches to work out for Fnatic in the first week. I also gotta say the Humanoid is a berserk. I did not expect it, but I am loving to see it and I want to see more. They also have a bot lane from Ultraliga, Noah, and Noah was one of the best AD carries that Ultraliga has ever seen. And unlike Ice, he actually is stepping into his role really well on the big scene. But to be fair, he has been playing in the big scene for a little while longer than Ice, doesn't matter. What matters is on week 2, on Saturday, there is going to be a match between Fnatic and Team BDS. And to me, this very match is going to establish how these two teams are going to look going further into the season. But for now, place 3 for Fnatic. And now kind of a tough one to be honest, because I am biased towards both of the teams that we have left. But hear me out. Place number 2 is going to go to G2. And hear me out. Are G2 one of the strongest teams in LEC right now? Yes. Are they the strongest team right now? Possibly, but not 100% yes. In my personal preseason rankings, I put G2 as the possible winners of the whole thing. But after their match with Rogue, I really wonder if it was a one-off thing or not. Because G2 are the team that tend to perform really well when it's not super needed and then to lose everything when it's needed the most. So as much as I would love for them to win everything again, I kind of have a suspicion that they are having issues this season. And I can't really put my finger on what exactly that is yet, but I'm starting to get a little bit worried for the first place possibility for G2. Thus, they're gonna be on place number 2, and don't come at me, please. But that leaves us with SK on the place number 1, and I think SK on number 1 explains much better the situation with G2 being on place 2. It's just that as good as G2 look, SK just surprisingly looks much better. I don't think many predicted that. Before the season started, you could look at the roster and be like, yeah, they look strong, but they don't look like the strongest team. I had no doubt in Irrelevant and Exekick, I just knew that the guys would deliver, but Isma and Niski were a revelation to me. I am slowly but surely turning into a fan, I gotta tell you. Maybe especially Niski, maybe it's some bias towards the mid laners, but Niski is just excellent. No, actually, you know what? I love Isma too. I love Isma very much. I think he's a very clean jungler, and I think that's exactly what SK need in their roster, especially what Irrelevant needs, because Irrelevant is great. If I were to name the best top laner in LEC right now, quite possibly I would go with Irrelevant as my first thought. But a good top laner needs a really good jungler. A good team needs a really good jungler to bind everybody together, and I think Isma does an excellent job at doing exactly that. If SK continue with this trajectory, they are winning the winter LEC season, no doubt. Okay, SK, G2, Fnatic, K-Corp, Heretics, Rogue, Medkoi, BDS, Giant X, and Vitality. This is my final tier list after watching week 1 of LEC. Week 2 is coming, well, right now, it is now, and I can't wait to see how my predictions are going to change. I really think that the biggest changes are going to be in the very middle of this board. Heretics, Rogue, Medkoi, K-Corp can move a lot. Hell, even Fnatic can shift quite a lot. But this is how it looks right now. Let's come back after 1 week and see how it changes, and tell me who you think is going to win everything, and share your tier lists with me. I am Solari. I'll be back with you for more tier lists for LEC and potentially other leagues too, and I'll see you around. Bye!